Welcome. I'm going to talk a little bit about this chant mantra called Brahmananda Swaroopa. And it's a chant that I love, and it's really, really special. We're going to get into it. I'm going to talk about what it means because it's in Sanskrit. So I'm going to talk about what it means, break it apart a little bit, and I'm going to demonstrate the chant. And I'm going to talk about consecration, what is consecration and such. And we're going to get into this, and it's going to be fun. And I'll even have a little link at the end for a link to the actual chant, because it's really important. Let's do this. It's going to be fun. Let's do this. So, the Brahmananda Swaroopa Chant. It's made by a Sadhguru and his organization Isha. So this one chant, it's it's really great. I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing, and I do it from time to time. It's really good. So there in the yogic culture, Hindu culture, there's millions and millions of like mantras and chants, and I could get into it so much. It's one of the things I found that is missing from modern day yoga, Western yoga. You don't see them chanting, Like if you heard of the Hare Krishna movement, you see them singing. They do a lot of singing. Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, whatever they say. But they sing for like 4 hours a day, and they get really emotional. They put their emotion in it, and that's one of the types of yoga, Hare Krishnas. Not really my style. I don't really, at least at this point, I'm not into singing, but mantras and chants are just amazing. Like, they can put you in a zone and connect you to certain energies, and you can get such incredible blissful energy from just a few minutes of a really good chant. And of course in Hindu culture, mantras, they have secret mantras and really special mantras, and a lot of the cultures, they see the mantras as super 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 sacred, almost as an energy form, really as an energy form, or almost like a being. And they say so much about mantras, like you have to take a mantra for a specific deity, and then you have to say it like 1,000 times. 1,000 times or 10,000 times, and then you can connect to that deity a little bit, and you get some of their attributes. And then there's, like, I could say so much more about that, but then there's the idea of consecration. So consecration in Tantra, ancient classical Tantra or classical yoga, consecration means that they embed energy, some sort of divine energy, into an object or into anything. It could be a mantra or a chant. So this chant has been consecrated, heavily consecrated. So when you do this chant, it's like you're cutting off years of being a yogi, and it makes it so you don't have to do like tons and tons and tons of work. It's like a cheat code, kind of. It's like a cheat code. So this consecrated chant is, you just do it and you just get blissful energy. It's amazing. It's incredible. And there's many like this, many hundreds, thousands, but a lot of them are more secret chants, or they're more powerful chants, or they call on certain deities. So a lot of them are more guarded, and they're more technical, and a lot of the yogis say, like, don't do these ones, do beginner level simple ones. So this is a beginner level simple one that anyone can do, and it won't get you into trouble, right? which is good. You don't want to do mantras that will get you into trouble. And what I mean by that is they're just you're stepping out of your league with them, so you don't want to do that. So this one anyone can do, literally anyone can do. It's very simple, and it's somehow connected to Sadhguru. It's like you feel his presence, and he's a incredible enlightened being on this planet, and he's doing amazing things for the world, for humanity. He's an incredible humanitarian and done so much for humans here on the planet. It's incredible. So this is consecrated, so it's somehow connected to him, kind of magically. It's tantra, right? Classical tantra is energy connection and consecration. Well, and yoga, classical yoga. So you feel his presence if you do this chant, and or you just feel really blissful, extremely blissful, just flooded with blissful vibes. Or it could be your own blissful nature underneath, deep underneath your, in your core. We all have a blissful nature. Anyway, so it's a great chant. Do it if you want to try it. Check it out. I'm going to leave a little link to chant, and so I think they have like a basic one that you're supposed to do around 6:20 every day. Why 6:20? I don't know exactly. This one's you're supposed to do it at 6:20 p.m. I guess it's because it's just it's good to do practices at the same time so that it becomes a habit. That's one angle. And so the version that you're going to see on YouTube, or the version that they tell people to do, is it's 7 minutes of the chant and then 3 minutes of silence where you feel the energy. But for me, I always find that like the chant just starts working around the 7 minute mark, and then you're done. You stop. So I find it's way too short. I like to double the length, do 14 minutes instead of 7, because it just works better. You feel the bliss if it's longer. And it's good to do it in the evening. One of the reasons I like doing it in the evening is because if you have coffee in the morning, the stimulant of coffee, it numbs you. It numbs your system, right? So in the evening, around supper time, those stimulants are not influencing your nervous system, right? Because you have them in the morning, maybe in the morning or at lunch. So by supper time, they're not in your system anymore. So that's another good reason to do this in the evening, because if you do it in the morning on a big cup of coffee, you're not going to feel anything because it numbs your system. So you want to do it after maybe 5, 6, 7 hours after any stimulants. The further away from stimulants, the better. The more you're going to feel it. And so the chant is called Brahmananda Swaroopa. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick example of the chant. I'll do the chant for like 1 minute. I'll go through the chant twice or maybe 3 times, and then later I'll talk a little bit more about the chant and break it apart to say what it means. Even though the meaning is not super important, you're just connecting. You're connecting to a divine, like God energy, or your own divine energy, your core energy, or you're connecting to Sadhguru's energy. He's an enlightened being that you can feel his energy without having to be in his right next to him to feel the energy. It's like you connect to it, right? So I'm going to do the chant. I'll do I don't know, a few lines. So this is I'll say the words in the chant. It's Brahmananda Swaroopa Isha Jagadeesha. That's one line. The next line is what is it? Brahmananda Swaroopa Isha Jagadeesha Akhilananda Swaroopa Isha Mahesha. So it's slightly different. So it's 2 lines, and then you just repeat it. So here we go. Brahmananda Swaroopa Isha Jagadeesha Akhilananda Swaroopa Isha Mahesha. So that was one set. That's the whole mantra or chant. I think it's more of a chant than a mantra. I'll do a couple more rounds just cause. Brahmananda Swaroopa Isha Jagadeesha Akhilananda Swaroopa Isha Mahesha. So, pronouncing it properly is very, very important, and getting the right pitch and the right sound is also very important. It'll make the mantra, the chant, work better. It'll connect you better to the energy. But I'm telling you, this one is very powerful. It's crazy powerful. It's amazing. It's like a cheat. It's like a cheat. You know, it's really cool. So I've noticed times where I'll be chanting and I'll go off thinking about something else. Like you get stuck in a thought process and you start thinking about whatever, something that happened during the day. You're like, oh, that thing that happened, and like 3 minutes later, I'll realize that I went way off on a thought. But the thing that brings me back to the present moment and the chant and the sound, it's good to try to focus on the vibration. Keep the words vibrating. You want to feel the vibration a bit. You want to feel like feel the vibration, but focus on the words, not the meanings of the words, but focus on the sound in your mouth. That's where we want to bring your focus, and or the blissfulness coursing through your system once you get there, which can take up to like 7-10 minutes to feel it. Back to my story. I was doing the chant and I went off in a thought process, and something that happened, and this actually happens pretty often. It happens sometimes. The thing that brought me back to the chant was the intense, blissful, warm, hot energy coursing through my system. And that's what reminded me that I was chanting. So the chant works. It works very well. And the thing is it's too short. Like, you don't want to do 5 minutes. It won't do anything. You got to push it a little bit longer. At least that's for me, that's my experience, and that's how I do it. That's how I see it. Double the length works way better. So instead of 7 minutes chanting and 3 minutes silence, I double it. So it's 14 minutes of chanting, or even longer, 20 minutes. But at least, like, I'm telling you, at least 14 minutes is good. And with these types of chants, you can do it for an hour if you want. You want to go into that really blissful state without having to be a yogi and meditate for 5 hours a day. You can do just this one simple chant, do it for an hour, and you will go to a very blissful state. It's like a cheat code, yeah. So let's break it down. What does it mean? Brahmananda Swaroopa. So, consecration. So it's a consecrated chant, and consecration is the original version of alchemy. So you know what alchemy is? It's like some mysterious old like thing where they tried to change this metal into another metal through potions and whatever. All ancient alchemy. So originally, before you even heard the term of alchemy, there was consecration. And that's what they're doing, is they're changing the vibration of a material or an object or a space or a song or chant. cranking up the vibration so it has a strong God vibration that's emanating from it. That's the real alchemy. So like you've heard of like holy water. That's like holy water is like it's kind of like a failed version of, I wouldn't say failed, but it's like an attempt to consecrate something with that, right? It's holy water. It's been consecrated. Now, is actual holy water strongly consecrated? I think they bless it and they do other things. So I guess in some situations, some places, some areas, whoever's blessing it, if the person blessing it is very spiritually advanced, then maybe it would be consecrated a little bit. But it's, in my point of view, it's very, very weak compared to the actual, like the yogis that can consecrate things. That their version, they've been studying how to consecrate things and ways to do it for thousands of years. Like they do it, they know what they're doing. They do it really well. It's not just I'll bless the water and there it's done. It's a whole nother level. It's like a million levels up, right? Not that I want to speak negatively about holy water, but I'm just saying one's like an attempt and one's thousands of years of mastery. They're just different. They're totally different. So consecration. So let's get back to this chant. What does it mean? Brahman means, I mean, these are all kind of very loose terms, sort of. Brahman means the ultimate reality, boundlessness, or the ultimate reality. Ananda is blissfulness of the creator. So blissfulness from God, or blissfulness of the creator. Swarupa is form, image, or likeness of the creator. Isha is the ruler of existence. Jagadeesha is another form of a ruler of the universe or existence. Mahesha is the great Lord. There's other meanings for that too, but we'll leave it at that for now. And to put it into one phrase, what the chant means is everything is an image of the ecstasy of the creator. That's to translate it from Sanskrit. That's what it means. Everything is an image of the ecstasy of the creator. It's kind of like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so like and subscribe if you got any information, if you got any good value out of this, and I will see you later. And there will leave a link in the description for the actual chant, because if you do this or try it, you want to hear the actual chant. You want to listen to the actual chant while you're doing it and sing along to it, because the pitch, the sound, the exact way that they're doing it, you have to do that exact way for it to work. The closer you get to the exact same sound, the better it'll work. So I would recommend always listening to it while you chant. You don't have to, once you get good at it, but anyway, it's an amazing chant that beginners can do without getting into any trouble, and it worked really well. It's like a cheat code for blissfulness. Of course, you want to be sitting cross-legged on a cushion, and it can hold your hand in a classical, basic yoga mudra. Closed fingers touching index finger and thumb, and then no space between these, and then loose. And you want to have your elbow and your wrist loose too. Just basic yoga concepts, right? You don't want to have a tense arm. Your arms need to be really loose, but your spine needs to be very straight. And of course, closed eyes makes it work better. Although you don't have to do that, closed eyes. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you. Have a nice day, and namaste.